Hey guys, today we're going to look at the app Halftone. We're going to use this app to make some comics in our English class. First, we find the app. When you open it, we are greeted with the home screen. And from the home screen, you can do three things. You can delete a project, you can duplicate it, or you can make a new one. If you click on the plus button, it takes you to the layout screen. And here you can decide. You can decide what do you want your style. Under styles, you have favorite styles that you have chosen before. You can change your background colors, or you can even blend, and you can choose your margin size, like how close do you want it to be to the side of the paper or something like that. Next, we have effects. You can reorder your panels. For example, I want this one to be 3. I want 4 in the middle. So you can reorder it the way you want it. It doesn't really matter. And finally, layout. Here at layout, you have different kinds of layout. They have some packs you can buy, but we're not going to get into that today. You'll see you have a simple one-page layout, and it goes all the way down to multiple pictures per page. Okay, so once we have chosen our layout, then on the side you'll see there is new pages, there is speech bubbles and stamps. We will use these later to make our comic a little bit more interesting. First, what you do is we have to import some pictures. So you click on a panel, and you'll see the settings wheel come up. On the setting wheels, you have a variety of settings. The first one we have is import a picture. Then just below that we have edit, and we have camera. So let's first look at import a picture. If I click on it, it opens the photos. And you can go scroll to the pictures that you want to use. For this case, I already created some pictures called a comic. And I want to import this picture. So I'm first going to import my beginning picture. And you'll see it's loading. This little wheel there that shows you that the picture is loading. So once the loading is finished, it will import the picture for you into the frame that you have selected. In this case, we have selected frame 1. Now my picture is in. If I click on it, I get my setting wheel again, and you'll see more options are now available. If I click on the move, I can move this picture to find the scene that I want. I can enlarge it, or I can make it smaller, turn it. It doesn't really matter. You can adjust it the way you want it. For this case, I want to make it a little bit smaller to make sure it fits, and I want to bring it in here so that I can get everybody's faces. All right, so there's my first picture, and you'll keep repeating these steps until your cartoon has been filled with all the pictures that is needed. All right, so as you guys can see, I'm quickly imported all my pictures, and some of the pictures I'm not very happy with the layout, so I'm gonna adjust them a little bit. There's that woman's cell phone in the middle of my picture, this guy's hair. Okay, so there I have that yellow head guy, which name I can't remember right now. In the middle here I have Cookie Monster. Cookie Monster is the star of my show, so I'm gonna make him a little bit more centralized. I have the monster machine here at the bottom, and I want him to be a little bit more prominent, a little bit more scary. And I also have this woman at the bottom here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this. I'm going to make him a little bit bigger. Bigger is scarier. Make him bigger, bigger, bigger. And I'm going to import him. If I go back, I say, okay, now I've got my monster. The people at the bottom here has been cancelled. And the last one here, I see there's a little foot here on the side, which I don't like very much. So I am going to make the Cookie Monster bigger. And I am going to try to adjust it so that there is no other things in the frame. Okay, so I have my pictures arranged. You can see here in the middle picture, if you look on the top right corner, you'll see the picture doesn't fill the frame entirely. So I'll have to fix that. I'll make the Cookie Monster a little bit bigger, and I solved that problem as well as this one. I have to fill that up a little bit. Okay, almost. There we go. All right, so all my pictures are filling the frames. Everything looked good. And hey guys, so we're back. We have put up all our pictures into the program. So first we're going to look at how to add text. If you look on the right side, there's a little call out speech bubble thing just below the paper sign. If I click on that, it gives me a speech bubble. Now, just like the paper, we have style, and there's quite a variety of different styles you can use. Doesn't matter which one you choose, whichever fancies you. And then below that we have favorites. If you something that people like to use, you can add it there. Background colors, you can have a simple color, you can have a two-tone colors, or you can get a radial color, and you can choose the colors that you would like to use. Accent is, in this picture we're looking at, is the red circle around it. You can change the color. I want to make it yellow, something like that, it's fine. Or you have the border. You can choose the width of your border. Do you want to make it thicker or thinner? Doesn't matter. What's your line type that you want to use? Okay. You can use different kinds of line types. You can switch off the border altogether if you want to, and you can change the color of the border as well. Okay. So, and then we can go to our padding. How much space do you want between the words and the bubble? We have effects. Here you can switch on a shadow, and you can say how visible the shadow is, how blurred it should be, and you can also change the location of the shadow. If I make it a little bit darker, you can see the shadow moving there at the back. And the perspective, how do we want this thing to look? All right, if I put it there like that, it looks like Cookie Monster is actually saying this. And you also have the tail. If we look at the tail, you can change the size of the tail or the curve of the tail. And if you look at, next we have text. Here you can change the fonts. The fonts will be usually the fonts that is available on your iPad. So you won't have too much of a selection, but there's enough that you can use in your class. You can change the color of the text. I want mine to be yellow, stand out a little bit. Again, you can change the color of the text like we did with the speech bubble, it doesn't matter. The line spacing. The line spacing here is if you have like a double line, 2 lines of text, then how far you want them apart. And of course the size of your text, how big or how small do you want it. All right. Do you want your text to be centered or on the sides? And then we also have a range. We can put if we have more than one thing on this picture, we can arrange which one we want to be in the front, which one we want to be in the middle, stuff like that. All right. So this is our speech. You see, I can move it by dragging it with my finger. All right. And if I click on it, I also get a little settings wheel. Now the settings wheel here will give me an option to write new text. If I click on the big A, I can write something new. I can say hi there, and there you go. I said hi there. I can edit the settings, which will bring me back to the menu we just saw. I can copy it, I can paste it, and I can also make a new one. I can delete it, or I can lock it. Lock it means that it won't be able to move anymore. All right, I don't want to lock it right now. All right, so that is the call button. Let me delete this one. I already copied it, so I'm going to delete it. Yes, I would like to delete it. And I'm going to say I want a new one. I want to paste that, you see. So, and if you look at the tail, You can move the tail around to wherever you want it. You can make it totally disappear. You can make it longer just by dragging on the tail. And I put it there. Ernie says, hi there. Sorry, Bert. Bert says, hi there. Okay, there's Bert, and he's going to say hi there. There we go. All right. So next we have stamps. Stamps is made by the letters BAM, BAM. If I click on them, I get a whole bunch of stamps. And just like the text, you have style, effects, and arrange. If we look at the classics, we can go something like BAM. I want to change mine to BAM. Okay. And I can make it bigger. I can make it smaller. I can turn it around. Okay. Just like anything else, once again, you click on it, you get the edit menu. We're going to edit. Then I can change the effects. I want a shadow on that. I want my shadow to be green. I want my shadow to be clearly visible. Give it a little nuclear feel. I want to put it at the top, and I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. I'm going to put it here at the bottom. Bam! Here is our monster. All right, so I'm going to put it here. Bam! And you can see Cookie Monster's face here on the side. He looks really scared. So I gotta find something to. Oh, gasp! Let's Cookie Monster gasp. And Cookie Monster says, "Oh no, it's the monster robot! Yay!" Okay, so as you can see, this is pretty easy to work the program. Finally, what we can do is you have your undo and redo buttons, and then finally you have a square. If you click on it, you can see only your pictures. It will take away all other stuff that you put on here. So it's just to see if you have the right picture and how it looks with your text on it. And then at the bottom, we have the share menu. We have three options: preview, share, and other app. If I click on preview, it will ask me, what do I want to preview? Do I want to preview the image, or do I want to preview a video? You can make a video also. Halftone dots is, if you save it, it gives you that little dot effect like the comic books, and you can decide how you want it. Do you want it, which kind of dots you want? And 3D anaglyph, we just leave that off for now. Okay, so I click on preview, and here we can see. You can see if this is our preview. You can see the little dots. It looks like a comic book. And if you click on it again, it will come back. It will go back. Next, we have share. You guys will probably use share to share your pictures with the photo roll. And again, you can choose image, video, PDF, or CBZ. Do not choose CBZ. That is a comic book format that we don't use. Quality, high would be better. Again, you can choose if you want the halftone dots or not. I'm going to say share. It will compile it fast. And then we can choose, do I want to share it in a message, in mail? Do I want to send it to iBooks? Or at the bottom here, I have save as an image, assign to a contact, print, or I can even say more. Okay. Now, we want to save this as an image to our photo app, because later we will put that onto social network sites for people to see. And finally, we have open in another app. Again, you have save. You can choose. Do you want an image, video, PDF, or CBZ? Halftone dots, quality high. I'm going to say share. And it's going to ask me, which app do I want to open this in? For example, I can send it to Evernote. I can send it to Sketch to annotate it a little bit more. I can even import it into iMovie if I want to make it part of another movie. So there you guys can see. There's quite a few things you can do.